All right, first off, happy birthday to Brandon Graham. 38-year-old is third all-time sacks in Philadelphia's history. The only people above the only people above Brandon Graham is the minister, Reggie White, and Trent Cole. He's up there with great company with 79.5 sacks in his career. I appreciate you, Brandon Graham, and happy birthday, man. Let's get into some talks, man. Jalen Hurts has been a big story amongst this week. People are talking about the flaws in which he brings to the game, how he's sabotaging the Eagles. There's rumors that Kellen Moore, after the meeting, the NFL meetings with the owners and coaches, Kellen Moore spoke out about how Jalen Hurts didn't want to run certain things, and he was the main reason we couldn't implement certain things into the offense, and people are taking that and they're going with it. So I think this has become a make or break year for Jalen Hurts. And I don't think to where I'm saying make or break year for like a Trevor Lawrence or what. Jalen Hurts has already has accomplished so much stuff in his career that this is not a make or break year for him as a good quarterback. He is established as a good quarterback. This is a make or break year whether he's a legendary quarterback or not. His stats in the first 5 years of him playing are phenomenal. As far as winning, passer rating, all of this stuff, his stats in his first 5 years are phenomenal. He is a good quarterback. This year will kind of put a stamp on whether he's a great quarterback. I don't think the pressure is too much for Jalen Hurts. I think he'll get it done, honestly. So we got Levante David from the Buccaneers talk about Jalen Hurts as far as he was saying Jalen Hurts ain't even somebody to game plan for when they going against the Philadelphia Eagles. They actually just go stop the run and confuse the offensive line. But we're gonna get into that video. We're gonna get into Jalen Hurts. WIP is talking contracts with him, and which is funny to me because I don't believe, I don't agree with people saying that he should be extended. He's slapped in the middle of a contract right now, contract sign. He's in the middle of his contract now. His guaranteed money has run out, but he's still under contract. You extend people you don't know if going to be in their last year or second to last year. He's in the middle of a contract. Contract extensions are crazy to even be talking about right now. Yeah, you can probably get a lot of stuff done with the way you do it, but I don't think Jalen Hurts, as far as the contract, is top priority. We still ain't signed Jalen Carter. So I think we chill on that, man. We chill on that. Devontae Smith gave out a swag basket to Dan Orlovsky's son, who is autistic, who's on the spectrum. And we got the video for y'all. This is a beautiful moment. And I wanted to share it personally because I also have a son who's on the spectrum. And it touched me, see this video. So I wanted to share that with y'all. A.J. Brown, Tank Bisbee, and Jahad Campbell showing some love to one of the Philadelphia brothers of the team, and Andrew McCouba. He was posted recently on his IG, and them boys went in there to give him some love, man, and show some team camaraderie. And for our final topic, Howie Roseman might have tipped off who's going to be our second tight end, if not our first tight end. Could be challenging Dallas Goedert for this job. So, let's get into it.
Yeah, I done fell so many times, but I got back up. I've been drugged through the mud, like it ain't been enough. I'm still going, 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 still going. And I done felt so much pain that I wanna give up, but I can't stop now, cause I've been through too much. I'm still going, still going, still going, still going, still going, still going,
All right. Like I said, WIP, 94 WIP, went off to talk about these contracts and Jalen Hurts not getting the contract. They asked him about it, and what Jeffrey Lurie said about the contract makes them believe that he don't believe in Jalen Hurts like that. Jalen Hurts might be on the hot seat. Whatever they may say. Let's run a video and then we'll talk about it.
I also think it's important to note that we're not talking about this because of Jalen, right? Like this isn't a topic of conversation because Jalen demanded a contract and now he's causing a fuss about it, right? Like this is being discussed because articles are out discussing Jalen's weaknesses.
Not just that. The owner was asked about it at the meeting, and he said he's under a new contract. I mean, he said it twice.
Middle of the contract.
Yeah, so he made a point of saying he's in the middle of the contract.
Yeah. Yes, which is code for don't expect him to get a new deal.
Correct. Yeah. That's about the way I took it.
And which, by the way, Ray, let's be real. Yeah. If they really, really, really believed in him, they would want to extend him now.
They do it with everybody.
Not only just to create cap space, right? Like if you restructure Jalen's deal, you could open up a lot of cap space. So a lot of teams do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, here's my thing. He is under contract. You know what? Yeah, he's under contract. So he didn't lie. Jeffrey Lurie seems like a very straight shooter to me. He also said this.
I mean, there's no bigger fan of Jalen than me. Clutch gene, absolutely. You know, the guy, MVP of the Super Bowl 13 months ago, should have been MVP of the Super Bowl right before that against Kansas City the first time. Exceptional and so dedicated. I mean, I think you probably know, spend a lot of time with Jalen, and he's, as I do with most quarterbacks, and incredibly dedicated to the game, to winning, and being a huge winner. And I love everything about him. So anyway, those things take over time. We never would discuss it. He's in the middle of a new contract now. Yeah.
So he is the biggest fan of Jalen Hurts. He said he is clutch. He should have been MVP twice. That don't sound like a dude who don't believe in his quarterback. You know, I just think we're going to ride this kind of momentum of Jalen Hurts ain't this, he ain't that, he ain't this, he ain't that, all the way until the draft when we get people and we can evaluate teams all over again. I think that's really what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the Devontae David talking. He was out there with Skip, and he talked about Jalen Hurts wasn't the vocal point when they played him. You know, it was always offensive line and the run game. Our run game was good. So I'm gonna play the video.
That's Philly. You do get a lot of drama out of Philly. And honestly, for the first time, you know, I think this year has been like the most drama involved, like for Philly, from my point of view, with Jalen Hurts and the quarterback. I mean, the receiver situation with him and A.J. Brown. And, you know, granted, obviously you're going to blame Jalen Hurts because he the quarterback and he got to get him the ball, right? But just like you said, we playing him for the past, however many years, and really just like sitting back from a football point of view and just like watching, and, you know, after playing him, like Jalen Hurts was never he was never a guy who we worried about when we played the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you were 4-2 against them.
Right. So like our game plan was always because they have a great offensive line. You got to stop the run. So you got to be where you're supposed to be to stop the run, and then that may open up the passing game. But he was never asked to do so much, and they passed him and stuff like that. You had A.J. Brown with his route concepts. You give him the ball. You got Devontae Smith, get him the ball, and you got Dallas Goedert, got to get him the ball. But, you know, he was never asked to do so much for him to get all this criticism. You know, if people really like look and see and understand that, you're like, you know, no, maybe it's probably not his problem or whatever.
People will say Jalen Hurts ain't the vocal point. If you talk to Steve Spagnuolo, he is. Every time that he's played him, it was stop the run and stop Jalen. So, yeah, we run the ball well, man. I think a lot of people don't give us enough credit for how great we run the ball. We had a down year, and Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby went off for not good seasons, really good seasons. Tank Bigsby with a little more carries, probably could have hit 1,000 yards last season. But it was a rough running. We had injured guards or centers. So, you know, it was a rough season as far as running the ball. And Saquon Barkley had 1,000 yards. You know, he's had years where he's had rough seasons, and he hadn't had 1,000 yards. So a banged up offensive line, and this was a banged up offensive line, was able to get Saquon to 1,000 yards anyway. Hey, I'm so excited to see what they come back, what they look like. Cam said he already feel pretty healthy now. All we need now is Landon to get all in line, man. As far as his health, just fall in line. We know he got the talent. You know what I'm saying? So let's go and show you this. Look at this here, man. Look at this here, man. It's more like a family in this locker room. You know what I'm saying? So for so many people to be like, oh, it's turmoil in there, it's going crazy in there. I know Devontae Smith said at one point that he was scared to be on Hard Knocks for how people would portray the team. He said because they're kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? He said it's a wild group. And he thought that he was saying that he didn't want to be on Hard Knocks because people were going to portray them in such a way, like probably a negative way. And he was so right about that. While we on Devontae Smith gifted a swag basket to Dan Orlovsky's son, who's on the spectrum. And this is a very touchy moment. It's why I wanted to bring it to the channel, man. So let's go ahead and play the video.
What's up, man? It's Devontae Smith. Heard you're a big fan of mine. I'm also a big fan of you and your artwork. On behalf of the Eagles, I'm sending you a swag bag so you can proudly rep us. Go Birds.
So
A shout out for Devontae Smith.
Cool. That's awesome.
We're gonna bring that to you, I believe.
He said cool. He sent
Coming
you a
your
swag
way.
bag, bud.
We're gonna get it right now.
We're in a different studio today, so everything.
Here it is.
Look at this.
Look at the swag.
Come here, bring it over here, bro. Got it. What do you got?
There's Swoop.
Swoop. He is awesome.
Eagles hat. What else?
Shirt.
A shirt.
Hoodie. And this is no. You want to read it? This is written to you.
Let me just see what else is okay. I think that's it. Okay, let's see.
You want to read it?
Mannon, happy Autism Acceptance Month. It was so great to have you at our All Abilities Clinic. We are so excited to celebrate you not only this month, but 365 days a year. Please enjoy this box of swag to rock and wear proudly as a member of our community. Best, Eagles Autism Foundation. EAGLES, Eagles! That was awesome.
That was amazing. Good job, bub. Good job.
Are you crying?
Yeah. Because I love you. Good job.
Yeah, I think that's a very beautiful moment, man. Like I think yesterday was Autism Awareness Day, Autism Awareness Month, the month of April, and the Eagles have raised. They had a donation of $15 million, $15 million donation, and most times for the Autism Awareness Month, they raise a lot of money for autism, for autism research and stuff like that and data. Jeffrey Lurie is very, very big into that, and I love seeing these things they do for, or they do in Autistic Awareness Month. So they do bike rides, walks, stuff like this where Devontae Smith is giving out gifts. You know, it was a very beautiful moment, man. And Dan Orlovsky, man, he shedded a couple tears, man. It's very beautiful. So let's get into our final topic, man. Howie Roseman might have tipped off either a change at tight end 1 or a lock in for tight end 2. Now, I think everybody's in agreement here that it won't be Grant Calcaterra. Johnny Mutt is the guy who actually played for Sean Mannion. I mean, not played for Sean Mannion. I'm sorry. He played with Sean Mannion with the Rams in 2017 to 2018. He actually played with him again with the Minnesota Vikings in 2022 to 2023. Sean Mannion this is his first time being an offensive coordinator, but he's been heavily involved into turning some very okay quarterbacks and some pretty good quarterbacks. And him being with a familiar face like Johnny Mutt, I can see him draw a bunch of stuff up for Johnny Mutt. You know what I'm saying? So Dallas Goedert has got to be top 10. I don't think Johnny Mutt nowhere near as talented as Dallas Goedert. But because Johnny Mutt knows how Sean Mannion wants to run, how he wants to run things, and they're very close, I can see him easily scheming up a couple of things for Johnny Mutt in this offense. So he could easily be making this team. You know what? I'm gonna even go as far as saying he will make this team. He will make this team. And then I got a little order in which I believe it'll play out. This is how I believe it'll play out. You'll get Dallas. Dallas Goedert will be tight end 1. Johnny Mutt will be tight end 2. Cam Latu will probably be tight end 3. Stone Smart and Grant Calcaterra are probably going to be out of here. I don't see us holding more than 3, but if we hold 4, Stone Smart will probably be the 4th. Grant Calcaterra, and he's a really good pass catcher. He's a really good pass catcher. Grant Calcaterra is an awesome pass catcher. But Stone Smart brings a catch, a run after catch kind of element. So I think that kind of takes Grant Calcaterra out. So I mean, that's what I got, man. If y'all got a different level, tell me what the tight end depth should look like in your opinion. Leave it in the comments of this video, and turn those y'all hit that like button and turn your post notifications on so y'all can stop missing these videos. And we out. Let's go Birds.